Hi fellow readers, this is Reading in Spurts. My name is Cheryl, and well, I've been watching BookTube for years now, and I've toyed with starting a channel, but I didn't know how, and everyone just says jump in, so I'm gonna jump in with Middle Grade March because I love reading middle grade. So Middle Grade March, which you guys probably know, is hosted by Krista at Books and Jams, Katie at Life Between Words, and this year, Amanda at The Curly Reader. So they give you 5 prompts, but their only requirement to participate in Middle Grade March is that you read one middle grade book. So let's get into the books I hope to read in March for Middle Grade March. So one of the prompts is a strong family book, and I've been wanting to read this for a while. It's the first in a series. It's called the Mother-Daughter Book Club, and the first book talks about they read Little Women, and Little Women somehow helps these 6th grade girls navigate middle school, which I find interesting. And I love Heather Vogel Frederick's mystery series. Now I forget what they're called. They take place in New Hampshire, and they're just wonderful middle grade mystery series. So I want to read that one for the strong family ties. For a silhouette on the cover, which is another prompt, I want to try to read this, March Forward Girl. So this is a silhouette of the author, Melba Petio Beals. Sorry, I butchered that name. But this is her prequel. So there's a book that she wrote quite a few years ago called Warriors Don't Cry, which is because she's one of the original Little Rock 9 that desegregated the Little Rock High School. And that is a fabulous book. And I love that book. And now she's come out and written a book about what her childhood was like before Little Rock 9, growing up in the segregated South. So I really want to read this. This is a memoir. And then for a retelling, like it's a fairy tale retelling or some sort of retelling, I want to read this. This is E. Aster Bunnymund and the Warrior Eggs at the Earth's Core, and this is book 2 in the Guardian series. This is a reread for me. I read this series, and he basically takes it's by William Joyce, and William Joyce basically takes, you know, the stories of all the things that we know, like, you know, the Easter Bunny and and Santa Claus and Jack Frost, and he retells them in a really, really fun way. So there's 5 books in the series, so I'll just quickly show you the rest of the books. This is book 2, because I reread book 1 at the end of last year, so I want to reread this one. But book 1 in the series is Nicholas St. North and the Battle of the Nightmare King. And so this is about Santa Claus, like who he was before he became Santa Claus. And then the second book is the Easter Bunny, E. Aster Bunnymund. The third book in the series is Toothiana, Queen of the Tooth Fairy Armies. So how the Tooth Fairy came to be. Okay, so book 4 in the series is The Sandman and the War on Dreams. The 5th in the series and last book is Jack Frost, The End Becomes the Beginning. And this is just a really great series about the retelling of all the guardians of childhood and how they came to be. And then the next prompt is read an adventure story. So I'm going to read The Secret of Platform 13 by Eva Ibbotson. And I don't know much about this book other than that this author was mentioned several times in another book series I really love, called The Penderwicks. It's a middle grade series, and so I just want to really read this, and this is all about an adventure of these 2 kids. And then lastly, the last prompt is read a book from your decade, and my decade is the 1970s, so I plan on reading Mandy, which I got a couple months ago and didn't know it was written in my decade until I watched the videos from Krista at Books and Jams and Katie at Life Between Words. So this is what I'm going to read for my decade book, and that's what I plan on reading for Middle Grade March. Hope that you join Middle Grade March. It's a lot of fun, and I will see you next time.